Hello, my name is Josh, and I'm going to be talking about WordPress plugins for a while. I've been building WordPress plugins for years now, and it's always difficult to know how to get started with the right way on a project. And it's really important you do it the right way in that you adapt to the latest WordPress standards for PHP and JavaScript. And all that tooling is something that I actually enjoy playing with, but it's really distracting when I'm starting with a new project. So I want to show you how I'm solving it for myself in a new product that I'd like folks to try out. It's in beta testing now. It's called Plugin Machine, and so I'm going to show you a little bit how I build a block plugin. Let's do a block plugin today, and I'll make another video about one with more PHP stuff in it. So let's go ahead and just create a new plugin here. This is the taco block. It's a great example name. And WordPress is full of little slug identifiers for text domain and things like that. So we'll need that up front. Then this machine will ask what kind of features we'll use. I'm going to skip the PHP stuff for now. See how that slug was used. This all looks good to me. Save this. Let's go ahead and do that. Finish naming things. Great. And so now, let's go ahead and add a block. There's a lot of setup to add blocks in WordPress today, especially with doing it with React, which I love React, but remembering how to set up everything, even with the one-time, all-in-one build tool WordPress scripts, which this is going to use, which is great. Figuring how to structure the blocks and make sure that they're testable and have all the different files for SCSS. It's a lot, so this kind of does it for you. And also we'll integrate with other features like admin menu pages and things like that we'll get soon. So this will be taco facts. Let's use that. We'll label this the taco facts block. That's what it'll be searched for. I think it's a widget makes sense there. And then let's add another block here, taco finder. So help you find tacos. And let's call that, I guess widgets make sense. That'll keep them together. That'll be nice. And then I'm going to go to the meta here, and I'm just going to give it a silly description. It doesn't have a URL, but this is just stuff that shows up in the header. Oh, wrong field. My name is Josh. I am not a website. Save and download that. And then let's go over to the screen and just move it over into Linux. I use Linux for most of my web development. That's one of the things I like about using Windows, which you can see I am using. Okay, so that should show up here. I have a few blog posts about how I use Linux for WordPress development and other PHP JavaScript. So I'll link to those in the description if you want to learn. Let's open up this file. And we're going to look at the README and tell it what it says. I don't need to clone it. I did add the instructions. Always so important to have this documentation for how things work. Not always time to build it. So I like to standardize things. And the structure for these blocks is very similar to my JavaScript testing in and around WordPress WordCamp talk that I give. So if you've taken a look at that or read any of the related content, this will look familiar to you, and you can use that to get familiar with how these work. And then we'll run this yarn build here first. And then we will start the local development environment. It's also important. I might already have this running. So this did compile these scripts and has the asset file for loading. Right, this is all uglified, and then tells WordPress what to load as the dependencies for WP and Q script. It has tests for the blocks. It has tests for the admin page app. So let's just make sure that was passed right away. That's neat. We have some snapshot tests. We have some functional tests. And let's see if I have this running here in my browser. I believe I do. Host 6100. As it says in the README. Yep. And I believe I set a password already. Admin password. We'll go ahead and activate that. And we got this admin page here, which is using React to do very little. And if we go to the block page, we have our blocks there in the insert. And, you know, if I want to do some development here, I can just go ahead and say yarn start to get that watcher running. And if we go into like the taco facts block, you know, this doesn't have a label on it, so we could do that. Let it save. It goes real fast. I like that. And then we will see when we reload, that has been shown right away. So this is a pretty cool way to get started with WordPress development. Speed up the production time, just the startup time for these projects. This is a product I'm working on. It's got a lot of neat features. As well, you can go there to pluginmachine.app, click request an invite, put in your name or email, and then, I don't know, ask me on Twitter or in the comments to activate you. We'll be letting people in slowly. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, at Josh412 on Twitter or reply in the comments.